Hello, my friend. Welcome to this study. I'm very glad you're here today because it's autumn and I'd like to spend the autumn days with you. The days are getting shorter and the seasons are changing, and usually there's much work to be done, and we get tired, and the evening comes, and the day wears, and sometimes it can feel very dull, bland, a bit of a drag. Your energy can flag, and it can even be difficult to sleep at night during these beautiful autumn days. The phrase violet hour has come to represent something magical, a reprieve for a tired spirit. Reward for surviving the day's difficulties, monotonies, worries, a mystical sense of dreamy calm that falls as gently as the dusk over the cares of the day, of the decade, of the century. The violet hour has lived long in the psyche of generations, lending its name and imagery not only to cocktail bars, but also a play by Richard Greenberg and an award-winning cocktail. Whence came this idea? We can only guess that the turn of the last century, with its own reflective nature and on the brink of great strides as well as destructive energy, yielded this phrase to the youth of its day, who then passed on the ethereal impression, as unobtainable as F. Scott Fitzgerald's orgastic future that, year by year, recedes before us. It eluded us then, but that's no matter. Tomorrow we will run faster, stretch our arms out farther, and one fine morning, until this violet hour was immortalized in Bernard Devoto's book, a commentary on cocktails known as The Hour. This book was written in the 1950s, and Bernard Devoto himself seems to have been no fan of mixed cocktails quite so much, his book being a commentary and criticism on many of them. I think in spirit he was quite different from our man of the Savoy. However, he did give us this beautiful quote that seems to evoke the essence of this hour between afternoon and evening, when everything seems to pause and we all need that little bit of inspiration, a pick-me-up, motivation, relaxation, reward for the day. He writes, "This is the violet hour. It is the hour of hush and wonder, when the affectations glow and valor is reborn, when the shadows deepen along the edge of the forest, and we believe that, if we watch carefully, at any moment we may see the unicorn." Such a magical twinkling do we have with this cocktail that I will mix for you. This cocktail was one of the winning recipes at the Marie Brizard Cocktail Challenge in October 2008, mixed by Jackie Patterson. Called the Violet Hour, it calls for Parfait, Amour, Anisette, and vodka, and I'll leave the official recipe in the description below. There have been other variations of this cocktail as well, such as the addition of Lillet Blanc, and I'll give you my recipe below as well. It's a very strong drink made for sipping. Will facilitate the slipping into the folds of darkness that creep over the hillsides, the woods, and the cities, turning the colors to dim violet memories, along with the worries of the day, if only for an hour or two. So if you prefer lighter drinks, use less vodka and only a dash of anisette, and perhaps 1 measure of lemon juice, or you could add some soda water. So to make our violet hour, we're going to use a shaker with some ice. We're using some vodka, anisette, and some crème violette. And because cocktails are very individual and you can make them however you like them, you can also use Parfait Amour, and this gives us this beautiful violet color. It's a lovely violet liqueur. So we're going to start with our cocktail shaker, and we're going to put 1.5 measures of vodka. And again, you can tweak the measurements because the cocktails are very personal. And then it's a very nice sound there. As the sun grows long. So we're going to get some crème violette. Now, the Parfait Amour or crème violette is something that makes the drink very pretty, but I tend to go light on it because it can also give a bit of a sort of strong flavor that I don't really like to overpower the taste, so I use a little bit less of that, just enough to give it a nice purpley color. And then the anisette. This one calls for just a dash, but I think it adds an appreciable flavor. So I'm going a little bit more than a dash. And there's our little drink. going to put the top back on. And here I've used a lemon peel, a little zest of lemon. The drink calls for zest of orange, and you can use orange. For me, I like the bitterness of the lemon. And there is our beautiful, very nice violet hour cocktail to make the hours slide by. You can see the beautiful lavender hue there. And if you like, you can squeeze a little bit of lemon or orange slice in there for a little bit of flavor. The orange will make it sweeter, and the lemon, depending on the flavor, the Sicilian lemon's very nice. You get a nice complement to the vodka and anisette. Among the pleasures of this violet hour, near the end of the afternoon and the beginning of the dim evening, is perhaps to enjoy and share some literature and maybe some music. There's a poem I would like to share with you by Verlaine, who wrote this beautiful piece in 1870, and it was put to music by Reynaldo Hahn, a French composer, conductor, and music critic who moved to France when he was very little, at the age of 3, from Venezuela. The poem itself is called L'heure exquise, the exquisite hour. I shall read it in English, my own translation, just for you. The shining moon gleams in the woods. From every branch comes a voice beneath the boughs. Oh, beloved, the pool reflects a deep mirror, the silhouette of a dark willow, where the wind cries, "Let us dream." It is the hour, immeasurable and tender. Consolation seems to fall from the sky that this astral body illuminates, the exquisite hour. To pass the violet hour, we have, of course, our old friends in the bookshelf. This is a book about Prince George. Georgie. He was the younger brother of King Edward VIII and George VI. And he married Princess Marina, and they became the Duke and Duchess of Kent. And there's their wedding photograph, and him in his Royal Navy uniform with all the decorations. And there's Marina with her spray of flowers, her long white veil and diamond tiara. This is a biography of this couple, Georgie was very sociable, very active social life, and died tragically in a plane crash while traveling. Mystery surrounds not only his life and his many relationships, some of which might have been bisexual, but also around his death. He was killed in a plane that was traveling from Scotland, and there was a secret briefcase found with the crash, and they say it was handcuffed to him that had some intelligence information in it. From that same era, here's another book by Douglas Fairbanks Jr. entitled A Hell of a War. I'm sure this has some photographs in it as well. This is autobiographical about the actor's years during the Second World War. He too served in the Navy, the American Navy, in the Mediterranean. And he had quite an illustrious career in the Navy, with amphibious landings. And here he is, playing the Corsican brothers. He played both Franchi brothers. And some photographs of some of his war exploits. This is the USS Wichita, the battleship. The carrier, the USS Wasp. And here he is with the British commander of the Royal Navy in a chart room in Malta. And aboard the Wasp again, with pilots from the RAF. And there he is with his daughter, Daphne. That's a very sweet picture, and you can see a beautiful old car in the background. So this formerly swashbuckling actor had an equally exciting time during the war. And there he is with his winning smile and his very handsome moustache. And that's his mother, actress Marie Pickford, who married his father, Douglas Fairbanks. So in fact, Marie Pickford was his stepmother. But it appears they had a very good relationship. And there's Douglas with his wife Mary Lee and their two daughters, Daphne and Victoria. I hope you've enjoyed this violet hour with me. And a sojourn into the past, only briefly, just 4 impressions. Just as we let the evening fog descend on the woods, on the cares of the day, and we've had a brief respite. Now we're ready and refreshed. We can resume work, or we can dream in a restful, peaceful sleep. However you spend your violet hour, be good to yourself, be kind to others, and be extraordinary.